Y'all, what in the Black Mirror is going on with Kendrick Lamar right now? Fans are shocked, industry insiders are scrambling, and the internet is in full meltdown mode after news broke that Kendrick's highly anticipated tour was suddenly canceled without warning. And baby, it ain't just a scheduling issue. No, sir. Sources say this goes way deeper than music. We're talking betrayal, power moves, sabotage from inside his OWN camp, and whispers that the industry is moving to end the tour altogether before it even gets off the ground. And listen, this ain't no average artist beef or logistics issue. Allegedly, someone close to Kendrick was caught leaking private rehearsal footage, not to blogs, but straight to label executives, sparking a wave of behind-the-scenes drama so messy. Even his longtime collaborators are turning their backs. The question now is, who set him up? And why does the industry want him off that stage so bad? From backstabbing friends to mysterious D-Miz to a live mic moment that shocked a crowd of thousands, this story is unraveling fast. And trust me, it's not what you think. Stick around because we're breaking down every twist and messy turn. Right now, when the announcement hit social media that Kendrick Lamar's upcoming tour dates were suddenly canceled, fans were confused at first. No warning, no explanation, just a quiet removal of the schedule from his official website, followed by a vague statement from the label citing unforeseen internal matters. But baby, the real story is messier than a family reunion gone wrong after somebody brings up inheritance. Behind the scenes, there's drama bubbling that goes way beyond business. This wasn't just a cancellation. This was a calculated move. And it looks like someone close to Kendrick pulled the trigger. Just 2 weeks ago, Kendrick was in rehearsals at a private Los Angeles location, prepping for what was being hyped as one of the most visually stunning and politically charged tours of the year. He had dancers, screen techs, and even a surprise visual director. Nobody expected word is. He tapped a controversial figure from the gaming world to bring virtual reality elements into the show. Everyone who saw the rehearsals said it felt like something revolutionary. But then something shifted. According to someone inside the rehearsal crew, tensions started rising when a particular set piece leaked online, only a 19-second blurry clip, showing a holographic projection of a young black boy being interrogated by police, with Kendrick in the background rapping unreleased lyrics that reportedly called out not just political figures, but named certain music executives directly. Within hours of the leak, the footage was scrubbed from every platform. Blogs who posted it received takedown notices, but the damage was done. The labels started making calls. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Rumors started swirling that someone in Kendrick's camp leaked that footage on purpose. Not to promote the tour, but to sabotage it. Insiders say a longtime friend of Kendrick's, someone he grew up with and recently brought into the fold as part of his inner circle, was seen leaving the rehearsal with a flash drive. Nobody thought much of it until the leak dropped. And get this, right after the footage hit the blogs, that same friend went completely ghost. No texts, no calls, deleted his socials. Poof, gone. And if you think that's wild, wait till you hear this. Kendrick reportedly had a full-blown argument on site just days before the leak. And this wasn't just an artistic disagreement. According to one dancer who overheard the convo, Kendrick was yelling, "You think you can play me? After everything I did for you. This ain't just music to me. This is my life." The other voice? Fans are speculating it was none other than Dave Free, Kendrick's longtime creative partner. The two have been tight for years, but lately, something has been off. Dave was noticeably absent from several planning meetings, and sources say there was tension over creative control. Some say Kendrick wanted to push the boundaries with his new show, while others in the camp felt it was too risky, especially given the political climate and certain powerful names being called out in the visuals. The question now is, was Dave trying to protect Kendrick or protect himself? Meanwhile, the label is panicking behind the scenes. The footage showed just enough to spark backlash. And now executives are allegedly pressuring Kendrick to tone down the entire tour. One exec who remained anonymous told a blogger, "We're in business with brands, sponsors, and global partners. We can't afford for an artist to go rogue, no matter how talented he is." And that's when things took a turn. Word started spreading that not only was the tour in jeopardy, but there was talk of scrapping the whole rollout. And if that wasn't enough, they even started reaching out to other artists on the label, allegedly to see who could step in and take over the dates if Kendrick walks. Fans are furious. On Twitter, the hashtag #FreeKendrick started trending, with supporters accusing the label of censorship and silencing Black voices. But not everyone is convinced Kendrick is the victim. Some fans noticed his recent moves have been ... strange. He's been showing up to underground shows unannounced, performing unreleased tracks that aren't even cleared by his label. One attendee posted a clip of Kendrick saying on mic, "They don't own me. Not my words, not my spirit, not my message." The crowd went crazy. But insiders say that moment made execs extremely uncomfortable now. Here's another twist. A former tour manager who used to work with Kendrick reached out anonymously to a podcast and dropped some wild claims. She said there are people around him right now who don't want him to win. They're smiling in his face but sending emails behind his back. She didn't name names, but hinted that at least 2 people close to him had meetings with label higher-ups without his knowledge. And one of them, according to her, offered a consulting role if they helped manage Kendrick's messaging during the tour. Emotions ran high last weekend when Kendrick was spotted at his cousin's birthday party in Compton, visibly upset and avoiding cameras. One cousin posted on Close Friends, "He ain't been himself lately. Too many snakes around him." And guess who wasn't at the party? Dave Free. After years of being practically glued at the hip, fans are noticing the distance. It's clear something major went down, and whatever it was, it's affecting more than just business, it's personal. What makes this even more confusing is that just a month ago, everything seemed perfect. Kendrick posted cryptic photos from rehearsal, showed love to his fans, and even hinted at a new era in his caption. Now, with the tour canceled and the team splintered, people are asking, was this all a setup from the start? Sources close to the label say there's one person in particular who's been stirring the pot. An unnamed executive who's been quietly trying to phase Kendrick out in favor of a newer, younger artist with less controversial content. Allegedly, this exec has been sitting in on creative meetings and suggesting lighter concepts, pushing Kendrick to make the show more brand-friendly. When Kendrick refused, that's when things started spiraling. And guess what? That same exec was CC'd on the takedown emails sent to blogs after the footage leaked. Coincidence? And we're not done. Someone close to the sound crew claims they saw Kendrick in a heated phone call 2 nights before the official cancellation. He was pacing, shouting things like, "You said you had my back and you promised me creative freedom." The person on the other line? That's still a mystery. But the next day, all rehearsals were halted. All passes revoked. The tour was pulled, so what really happened? Was Kendrick sabotaged by someone in his own circle? Is the label trying to silence his message? Or is there a deeper game at play here? One involving betrayal, censorship, and industry power plays. Because this ain't just about a tour being canceled. This is about control, freedom. And who really gets to speak their truth when billions are on the line? And just when we thought we had reached peak drama, is about to reveal something that not even Kendrick's diehard fans saw coming. One message, one betrayal, and one person ready to expose everything. Stay tuned. It gets darker. The morning after rehearsals were shut down and the tour was officially canceled, Kendrick disappeared. No posts, no statements, no press release. His team went dark. Fans were left confused, heartbroken, and suspicious. But deep in the industry, people knew something big had gone down behind the scenes. And just as the noise started dying down, a mysterious anonymous account popped up on Instagram, posting only one thing: a screenshot of a text thread allegedly between Kendrick and someone labeled in the phone as Og. The message read, You sold me out for a check. I should have listened to my gut." The internet lost it. Within minutes, the post was reposted everywhere. Fans started digging, decoding, trying to figure out who Og was. Some thought it might be Top Dog, Kendrick's original label head. Others suspected it was a family member, someone close enough to earn a nickname like that. But the real shock came just 2 hours later, when a burner Twitter account dropped a full voice memo that sent shockwaves through the culture. In the memo, a man whose voice sounded very much like Dave Free is heard saying, "We can't protect him if he keeps going off script. If he leaks those visuals on tour, we all go down." They said either we help redirect the narrative or they're pulling funding. I'm not losing everything for this. You could hear the sound of chairs creaking, someone pacing. Another voice responds, "So what you saying? You want to sabotage the show?" Click. Audio cuts out. But that was enough. The streets were in chaos. Fan pages started turning on Dave. People were calling him a traitor, a snake. Reddit threads were piecing together old interviews, past interactions, even body language from photos. One clip from a 2022 behind-the-scenes doc suddenly went viral again in it. Kendrick's seen praising Dave, but also says cryptically, "I've always known the people closest to me got the power to hurt me the most." And it's not just fans reacting. A-list rappers started weighing in too. J. Cole posted a cryptic tweet. "Loyalty ain't just a word, it's a contract with your soul." He deleted it an hour later, but the damage was done. Cardi B went live on Instagram and said, "That man always stayed low, always kept it real. So if someone really snaked him, I hope karma slapped them in the mouth." But the question still stood. Why? Why would Dave, if the memo is real, feel the need to redirect Kendrick's narrative? What was in those visuals that scared the label so much? Then came the next twist. A well-known tour tech who worked on the lighting design anonymously sent files to a popular hip-hop gossip channel. They claimed these were part of the now-canceled stage show. One of the files was a 3D render titled The Puppet Masters. It showed giant projected marionette hands controlling various celebrity figures, actors, influencers, and yes, music executives, while Kendrick stood below, cutting the strings with fire. Another file, even more controversial, featured audio of Kendrick calling out not just political figures, but also high-ranking media moguls and brand partners by name. He was going to name-drop people who are usually off-limits, folks known for silencing artists, pushing narratives, and controlling streaming platforms. This wasn't just a tour. It was an expose. That's when the threats started. A female dancer who was set to perform on the tour posted on her close friend's story that she was getting calls from blocked numbers telling her not to talk. She wrote, "They trying to scare me into silence. All we wanted was to perform." But the energy around this project got dark fast. Kendrick's longtime stylist, who's known for being quiet and staying behind the scenes, also went online and posted one chilling message. "I told him they'd come for him if he kept pushing." Now look, by this point, it wasn't just about Dave or the label. This was about something bigger. Kendrick was preparing to go to war with an industry that thrives off silence and compliance. He wasn't just rapping. He was snatching masks off and exposing the hidden machinery behind fame and money. And that's when it happened. The third betrayal. A former security guard who worked on Kendrick's set during early rehearsals leaked a document to an independent journalist. This document was allegedly a confidential creative realignment agreement signed by multiple team members, including Dave and another senior creative, that gave the label the right to override any content deemed threatening to brand partnerships. Now pause, right? There, how you gonna tell an artist known for truth-telling and breaking the mold that he gotta submit to a corporate-approved script? The same Kendrick who dropped a "Pimp a Butterfly" in the middle of America's racial reckoning. The same man who once said, "I can't please everybody," now being muzzled? It was clear now the label didn't just want to adjust the tour. They wanted to gut it from the inside out. And someone, maybe even more than one person, agreed to help them do it. And Kendrick. He found out sources say the cancellation wasn't just the label's doing, it was Kendrick's final decision. After reviewing leaked footage, internal memos, and realizing who had betrayed him, he reportedly told his team, "I'd rather burn it all than let them twist my message." Then he walked away. But here's the cold part. That decision left dozens of crew members jobless. Dancers, stagehands, lighting directors, and now they're split. Some support Kendrick and say he did what he had to do. Others, they're angry. One dancer took to TikTok and said, "I gave up 3 gigs to be part of that tour." And now, because of backstage egos and industry snakes, we're all left in the dust. If you knew this could happen, why bring us on board? Emotions ran high. The family was left divided. The fan base was torn. The culture. Stunned, then out of nowhere, an unreleased verse leaked online. Not posted by Kendrick, not on his official channels. Just floating in the internet ether. No beat, just vocals. And the voice. Unmistakably his dot. The verse said, "They killed my rhythm with paper threats, offered chains dressed as success, had brothers I bled for, switch sides for checks. Now they look at me like I'm the threat." It wasn't a song. It was a warning. And people are now wondering, is Kendrick planning to go fully independent? Is this the end of his partnership with the label? Or is he going underground, taking his message directly to the people like some kind of musical vigilante? As fans scrambled for answers, one more cryptic clue surfaced. On the same burner account that dropped the OG text, a new post appeared, a black square with white letters that read, "You took my tour. Now I take your silence." Caption, no context. Just chaos. On this, folks, is where things shift from betrayal to retaliation. The next chapter. Someone's ready to speak. Someone who saw it all from rehearsal to sabotage. And they're not loyal to the label, to the crew, or even to Kendrick. They're loyal to the truth. It's not just about what happened. The internet had barely recovered from the cryptic message, "You took my tour. Now I take your silence," when a new player stepped into the spotlight. Someone nobody expected. Someone who was never supposed to speak. Her name. Jaslyn Red. Supposed to speak. Her name. Jaslyn Red. She's not famous. She's not a rapper. She's not even part of Kendrick's main circle. But she was there not as a dancer, not as a stylist, but as a digital archivist. Her job? To back up all the rehearsal footage and stage concept files to an encrypted cloud drive. That means Jaslyn had everything. The visuals, the unreleased verses, the messages, the meetings, even the raw audio from closed-door arguments that the public was never meant to hear. And now? She was ready to talk. In a live stream that barely lasted 10 minutes before it was mysteriously taken down. Jaslyn appeared with no makeup, eyes red, voice trembling but firm. She started by saying this wasn't about clout. This wasn't about fame. This was about truth. And I saw it all. She didn't drop names right away, but what she did drop was a story so wild, so layered. It left viewers frozen. Jaslyn said it started small. Changes in file names, restricted access to certain cloud folders, files getting deleted and re-uploaded with altered timestamps. She thought it was just disorganization at first. Then she noticed something darker. Entire segments of Kendrick's unreleased visual performances were being swapped out, replaced with watered-down edits that removed key symbolism, blacked out logos, and cut specific names from the audio. They were sanitizing his message, she said. They didn't tell him. They were doing it behind his back. When she tried to raise concerns, her access was suddenly revoked. Her contract was quietly terminated. And 2 days later, the leak happened. The same 19-second clip that started all the drama, the one with the holographic projection of the interrogation, was the only file that hadn't been tampered. With Jaslyn now believes the leak was a warning shot. Not from Kendrick, not from a friend, but from someone inside the label trying to spook him, to force him to cooperate by creating backlash and fear. They knew if the public saw a piece of it, the label could step in and claim they were protecting him from controversy. But it was never about protection. It was about control. But that wasn't even the biggest bombshell. Jazlyn had proof before her access was cut off. She had downloaded a single audio file as part of her daily backup routine. She said she didn't even know what it was at first. It was labeled generically vocal_813_final_mixdown. But when she listened, her blood ran cold. Because on that audio, you could hear a full private conversation between Kendrick and two key figures, Dave Free and Top Dog himself. It went like this: Kendrick, I'm not softening the message. Not this time. Dave, we're not asking you to soften it, Kay. Just be strategic. You drop those names on stage and it's over. Brands pull out. Sponsors panic. You get blacklisted. Kendrick, then blacklist me. I'm not going to be your puppet. I've done that enough. Top Dog, ain't nobody trying to play you, nephew. We trying to keep the doors open. If you burn the house down, don't ask us to pull you out the fire, Kendrick. Maybe it's time the house burns. A long silence. Then the audio ends. Jazlyn played a small clip of it during her live stream, just enough to confirm its authenticity. Fans watching live started screen recording immediately. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. And now there was no denying it. Kendrick wasn't just being censored. He was standing firm against pressure from everyone, even his oldest allies. And that brings us to the wildest part of all. Remember that mysterious executive mentioned in the one allegedly trying to phase Kendrick out for a more brand-safe artist? Jazlyn claims she knows exactly who it is. She didn't say the name outright, but she gave clues. He's got a beard, sits on 3 boards, and owns half the rights to a streaming platform you all use every day. Immediately, fans began speculating. Industry insiders, corporate puppeteers, big names in suits. One name kept popping up. And while we can't confirm anything just yet, let's just say, if it's true, the industry's about to face a full-blown revolution. The reactions poured in fast. Isaiah, Rashad tweeted, "Been quiet for too long. Respect to Kay for standing 10 toes." Shaw liked a post saying the industry don't love us. They use us. Even Abyssal, who rarely tweets, dropped a single message, not surprised. But the division inside Kendrick's camp was growing deeper. Dave still hasn't addressed the leaked audio. Top Dog posted a vague story that said, "Truth always comes out, sometimes sideways." The silence is speaking volumes. And now, there's talk that Kendrick might be building his own platform, a space where artists can release unfiltered content without relying on labels, sponsorships, or commercial gatekeepers. Meanwhile, fans have turned into full-time investigators. Someone found an old 2018 interview where Kendrick said, "There'll come a day where what I say on stage could end deals, end relationships, maybe even end careers. But if I don't say it, who will?" The clip is going viral all over again, now seen as a prophecy coming true. But here's where it gets even messier. Sources close to Kendrick's legal team claim he's now in active talks to buy back all unreleased content tied to the canceled tour. Every visual, every mix, every demo. Which means he may still plan to release it just on his own terms. Jazlyn hinted as much at the end of her stream. He's not done. They tried to silence him, but he's not done. And when he moves, it's gonna shake the whole table. Now here's a twist nobody saw coming. A small underground venue in Oakland just posted a flyer, no names, just a black background with red text that says October 21st, The Truth Performs. People are speculating that Kendrick might do a pop-up show. No label, no sponsors, no filters. Just him, the mic, and the message. And if that happens, all bets are off. But even with all this, there's one thing we still don't know. Who leaked the 19-second clip that started everything? Jazlyn said it wasn't her. And based on timestamps, the file came from a backup account that only 5 people had access to. 4 of them have gone on record denying it. The 5th? Still silent. And the internet thinks they know who it is. Everything comes crashing down. The final betrayal, a twist that shakes the industry, and the one name behind it all. Because this wasn't just about sabotage, this was about revenge. After Jazlynn's live stream blew up and the leaked audio clip confirmed the tensions between Kendrick, Dave, and Top Dawg, the industry seemed like it was on the edge of collapse. But fans still didn't know the full story. The real betrayal hiding in plain sight. Rumors started swirling about the mysterious fifth person with access to the encrypted files, the one nobody wanted to name. Insiders whispered that this person wasn't just a random crew member. No, they were part of Kendrick's family, someone he trusted deeply, someone who had been there since the beginning. And guess what? It was Kendrick's own cousin, Marlon. Marlon had been Kendrick's road manager for years, handling logistics, making sure everything ran smooth on tour. He was the guy Kendrick called when things got tough. Fans never suspected him, but people close to the crew said Marlon's relationship with Kendrick had been strained lately. They mentioned heated arguments backstage about money, loyalty, and control. One crew member spilled Marlon felt overlooked. He thought Kendrick was pushing him aside for new people, and that the label wasn't paying him what he deserved. Things got personal. But why would Marlon leak the footage that brought the whole tour crashing down? According to one source who claims to have spoken to him directly, Marlon said he did it because he wanted Kendrick to wake up. He told the source, "They're using him like a puppet. I wanted him to see the truth. Who's really in control?" This revelation sent shockwaves through Kendrick's camp. Some felt Marlon was a traitor who betrayed family for a payday. Others thought he was a whistleblower trying to save Kendrick from himself. The family was left divided, with private texts leaked, showing heated exchanges between Kendrick and Marlon, messages full of hurt, anger, and pleas for understanding. "You don't know what you're doing," Kendrick allegedly wrote. "This isn't how we handle problems. You broke trust." And Marlon fired back, "Trust. When they're pulling strings and cutting your wings, I did what had to be done." But the drama didn't stop there. A video surfaced from a hidden camera at a recent label meeting where executives are heard discussing how to manage the Marlon situation. One exec said, "If he's talking to the press, we need to contain the narrative fast. Discredit him, make him seem unstable." Another voice added, "We'll offer him a deal. If he stays quiet, we keep the family intact. If not, we leak dirt on him." The industry was playing a ruthless game, and Kendrick caught right in the middle. Meanwhile, the underground rumors about Kendrick's potential independent show in Oakland gained momentum. Insiders said Kendrick was assembling a team of trusted friends and lesser-known artists to create a raw, unfiltered performance that could bypass traditional industry channels. Word was, this was his way of reclaiming power. Fans were hyped. Tickets for the secret show sold out within minutes, though details remained sparse. Some wondered if this was a stunt. Others believed it was the first step toward a new era for Kendrick. But here's the twist that no one saw coming. Just days before the show, an anonymous package was sent to a popular hip-hop news site. Inside, a flash drive labeled "Final Message." When opened, it contained a video of Kendrick himself. In the video, Kendrick looked tired but resolute. He said, "I know a lot of y'all confused. Why the tour got canceled. Why I've been quiet. It's because I'm fighting a war y'all don't see. It's not just music. It's about who gets to speak, who controls the narrative. My family, my team. Some of them forgot what loyalty means." Squazzed. Then added, "To the ones who tried to stop me, to silence me. You didn't win. This ain't the end. It's a new beginning." The video ended with a date, October 21st, the same day as the Oakland show. The industry was rocked. Now there was no turning back. Then the bombshell hit social media. Marlon, Kendrick's cousin, went live on Instagram for the first time in months. Instead of apology or denial, he dropped a confession. "Yeah, I leaked it, but not for money, not for fame. I did it because I love my family and I want the truth out there." If that makes me a villain, so be it. The reactions were split. Some fans called Marlon brave, others called him a snake. But the biggest shock? Dave Free finally broke his silence in a rare interview. He said, "Kendrick and I, we're family. Sometimes family fights, but I never wanted to hurt him. I tried to protect the vision and the message. It got messy, it got ugly, but the truth is, we're still figuring it out." This admission was both healing and heartbreaking. The label, meanwhile, released a statement expressing disappointment over the cancellation, but promising future projects with Kendrick. They called for unity and healing, but many saw it as damage control. And the fans? They're watching every move, every post, every cryptic tweet, waiting for the next chapter in this saga. Because one thing is clear. This isn't just about a tour or a canceled show. It's about power, family, betrayal, and the fight to control the voice of a generation. And now, with Kendrick gearing up for what could be the most explosive live show of his career, the question is, will the industry finally let him speak freely? Or is this just the calm before the storm? What do you think? Who's really in the right? And who's playing the biggest game behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts below, because this story is far from over. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. So there you have it, the shocking saga behind Kendrick's canceled tour. And the industry's desperate attempts to control the narrative. Betrayal from within his own family, clashes with longtime allies, secret recordings, and a looming showdown that could change everything we thought we knew about the music business. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and the family was left divided like never before now. With a mysterious independent show on the horizon and Kendrick himself promising a new beginning. The culture holds its breath. Will this be the moment the artist breaks free from the chains of corporate control? Or will the powers that be manage to silence one of the greatest voices of this generation once and for all? What's clear is that this story isn't over. The questions still hang heavy in the air. Who leaked the footage? What will happen at that Oakland show? And can Kendrick really rewrite the rules of the game? We want to hear from you. Do you think Kendrick made the right call by canceling the tour? Who do you believe is the real villain in this drama? The label, Dave, or even Marlon? And what do you think this means for the future of music and artistic freedom? Hit that like button if you're as shook as we are. Subscribe and turn on notifications because this story is only getting crazier. Comment below with your opinions, theories, and anything else you want to see covered next. Remember, the truth always has layers, and sometimes the biggest battles happen behind the scenes. Stay tuned because we'll be bringing you every twist, every leak, and every moment of the drama as it unfolds. Don't miss out. Be part of the conversation. This is just the beginning.